Hello, welcome to another Marvel Character Talk video. My name is Johnny. Today we're going to look through another Silver Age classic for Prince Namor the Sub-Mariner. If you'd like, please subscribe, hit that notification bell, like, reply, and share. Here's a cover that a lot of people haven't seen, but people like when they take two heroes and just have them real big on the cover fighting each other. Well, here we've got the Thing from the Fantastic Four and the Sub-Mariner. Submariner's own book, number 8, so this is the first year for that. There he is, wearing his classic green shorts with a yellow band. You can see his little ankle wings. We just saw his first look at the Namor that's going to be in the MCU. And it's going to be in Wakanda Forever, the Black Panther sequel. This is Prince Namor the Sub-Mariner. In the rage of battle, this is what they call a tough cover, where it's black. This one's actually not too bad, considering this is a comic from over 50 years ago, 55 years ago going on. A black cover. Let's take a look. It's lying pretty nice and flat. It's one of the classic ads about drawing that they had on there for a long time. Let's see who the creative team is in this one. Stan Lee presents. He was still the editor. Roy Thomas, the writer. John Buscema, artist. Dan Akins, inker. And there's the letterer. We've got a muscle ad on the inside. There we go. 1968. Atlas magazines. They had a lot of different owners. In the 70s, I believe it was Cadence Industries. Here we go. Daily Bugle. Putting the stamp in there. So they make, when people were buying this is a December issue, and they were always on sale about 3 months ahead, so they made it somewhat when the person was going to be getting it, so they dated that September there. Let's take a look here, see if I can look through it. Journal. Writing about last issue. Him talking about his Lady Dorma. Mariner running around in his trunks. The Mariner was always more of a verbose character, a talky character, like Silver Surfer. Lots of dialogue in here. I believe at this time the Avengers were also drawn by John Buscema. Even though I did buy Sub-Mariner and I like him to a certain degree, his own stories were never quite my favorites compared to some of the other heroes. Here's one of the last gaffes of the late 60s. Their merchandise, the pillows. We got Thor and Spider-Man, still sewing some of the shirts, giving their MMS membership kit just a little bit on the page there. That's what's nice, looking through actual comics instead of just digital reprints. You get to see everything and see how the paper looked and things. Mentioning the Fantastic Four Annual, which they were calling specials at that time. We got the Torch. Not sure if I did a video on the Strange Tales with the Torch and Sub-Mariner. Maybe if I did, I'll leave that one in the link in the end there. There's the Avengers around. There's Hank Pym. One of the last times he's going to be in his Goliath outfit. I always liked that outfit with the yellow antennas and the red and blue. He's going to turn into Yellow Jacket soon. There we go. So there's the Thing. It's the Cheerios Kid on a big full-page ad. These guys in the background, very much John Buscema looking characters. There he is doing the best he can on the Thing. Always liked Jack Kirby Thing, and then later on John Byrne did a good Thing. A lot of the other ones, this means they're hard trying to do a rock-like character. When I was a kid, I used to try to draw him a lot more than I do now, and that was always tough to try to do a Thing. There we go. You can see we're on page 11 of the story. They were still numbering them that way, and finally we're getting a little action. There we go. Imperius Rex. Will we hear that phrase in the MCU? A lot of people are doubting that, since he's completely different origin, and they might not be Atlantis or Atlanteans. Go. Remember, Sub-Mariner's always strongest in the water, and in his time proximity to being in the water, so he was just there. There's the clobbering time, the Thing's catchphrase. So we got some action. There's a hippie-looking guy. Those clothes and the sandals, old beatnik type, hippie type. What they thought was going on in the culture at the time. So we got a fairly good battle in here. 2 pages of ads. Here we go, and then it wraps up. Lots of word balloons in here. He's got it back. Flying off. And more about the journal. Betty Dean. This is backstory. 20-pager. I've got the bullpen bulletins. Stanley's soapbox. Some of the comics on sale. There's Silver Surfer was at 3. Spider-Man 67. Fantastic Four 81. So Jack Kirby still had 20 issues to go in Fantastic Four. X-Men just had 50. Jim Steranko cover. Daredevil. Thor. Hulk. Captain America. Sergeant Fury. Got the Captain Marvel going on. Doctor Strange. Some of the reprints. We'll see this in the end here on an ad. The annuals were still on sale. Whoops. We'll see that in a second. There's Send It to Subby was the name of the letters page. Ranks of Marveldom. Fearless Front Facer. FFF. This was the time period where to fit more letters in, they didn't give answers, so people didn't like when they didn't respond in the page, so they went back to doing that. Sometimes on here you'd see letters from future writers or artists or somebody that was famous. And then there's a full page ad for this magazine. I have that. If I find it again, it's on the, since it's bigger than a comic, it's on a bookshelf somewhere. That they do. The original Spectacular Spider-Man was a black and white interior. This was the full color one, the second issue. And it was 35 cents, and it was on magazine racks, and it wasn't that successful, so they quit doing that. Back in the next decade, in the 70s, they do a lot more magazines. Alrighty, that's a look through Submariner number 8, The Thing versus Submariner. Thank you for watching, everybody.